right, we might as well get started. Welcome everyone. Socks has decided to move. There we go. All right, let's jump right straight into it. What I'm going to do is, we're going to continue off where we left last time. I believe we were just doing the create stuff. We were setting up the server. So the good news is, and I just realized I closed the tab. Damn it. No problem, we'll bring it up. We're essentially creating the required services. It's a bit of a weird temperature at the moment. I'm too hot on the dressing gown, and I'm too cold like this. So we're currently creating the services, which will be linked up to the API. The great news is a lot of this is copied code with minor changes. So the business logic stays the same. So I'm just going to the API, and we got it from this one. Yeah, we got it from this one. So I'll leave this one open, and then we just copy and paste stuff from it. So we're creating a group. Now, we don't need to worry about group list. We can get rid of that. Now, group list itself, that isn't going to be like that. That's actually going to be group list equals serializer dot validated data, and it'll be group list like that. That way that will work with this. Now, that being said, if I double click on this, we see it's not being used anywhere else. This could actually just get cut out of here and just paste it into there like so. We don't need to flat pack that. So we get the instance. Now, this is going to be a problem. That will be an ID now. Technically PK. Like so, I do believe those will be IDs, but the serializer might change them into objects. And Cranberry Wine, welcome. I hope you're going well. I do hope you are enjoying my stream. And Socks, who likes to stand in the way, hence the camera's there. Right, Socks, your tail's in the way. So I've got to check if that comes through as an instance, it means I can get rid of this group instance. I can actually just go ahead with a bunch of stuff. Now, object assignment, that will be group ID. In this sort of case, I'm going to have a feeling it's going to be just single group here. Yeah. And once again, if it's an instant that comes through, it'll be a dot. Oh, Socks, will you stop standing on my keyboard, please? And mouse. It'll be something like that. And pleasant, right in front of the camera. And then alright, we don't need to do that stuff anymore because we now have this particular thing where we go destination, self.destination. And we do something like that. We can get rid of those lines, and that's saving. So yeah, we'll need to test this. I have a feeling I can get rid of all of that. Less code, great. With the object groups, that will be objects assignment. Now, what are we doing with the object groups? Not doing much with that. So I'm going to check the original code. Once again, a lot of this will be based off the original code here. We're just refactoring it, making it better and so forth like that. So I'm just scrolling up. Sorry, I have to actually read past Socks's head. So give me a minute or two. So we've got the create. Now this particular old API, we used to create both the users and the groups in the same spot. We're no longer going to be doing that. All right, so we've got the create, cool. We've got the flat packing. We've got for the single group. We've got the object groups. And that's for the user stuff, which we're no longer doing in this way. Now, we've got an error array. All right, error array. Yeah, we don't need to worry about that anymore. We'll go up to look at obtaining the object assignment ID from the database, so users can easily delete their look at obtaining the object assignment ID. Oh yeah, all right, so the idea here is the object assignment ID will have a particular connection. That's how the object assignment is connecting all the different pieces in NearBeach together. The object assignment ID, if we pass it through, what we could do is we can remove that single connection really easily. That being said, due to how I've now reset this up, it's not required. What will actually happen is if I want to remove a group from a project, I just tell the backend, hey, listen, can you remove this? And we'll just have we'll send through the group ID. And that will work perfectly fine. We don't need to worry about much. All right. So this will be a bit different because this is part of the create. This will be part of the project, this down here. So part of the, not the linked list, this will be the group list post. So it goes through, we've got a serializer and a success status. So we go through, we just need to serialize everything. Now, oh, thing sucks. Fuck's sakes. Down. Be naughty there. All right. Oh. Everyone's watching you. All right. I've got to think through this properly. So the idea here is when you create a group, and hello Nedbog, how are you going? When you create a group, when you add a group to an object, we want several things to come back. And the idea of those things coming back is because, for example, if you remove a group, we actually need to sort of update the front end to remove any users that are no longer valid in the front end side of things. Also, if you add in a group, we need to know which new users a user could potentially add and all that kind of fun stuff. So in this specific case, we're still sending back true, but we're not sending back the results. And instead, we get everything again and we resend it to the user. So we essentially do this up here. And hell, we could, let's do it the easy way. So working in motivation, watching you. Oh, fair enough. Thank you very much. you'll also see Socks here, who's been a bit naughty at the moment. She's pacing and stuff like that. I'm just wondering if I need to actually send back true. This is a simple sort of task. I'm just going to go return. We don't care. In this sort of case, this is... Oh, don't sit on the keyboard. There you go, Socks. See, you're getting watched. Alright. In this sort of case, we won't get this bit of data back whatsoever when we create this. So I'm just going to go group service dot create. I'm going to pass through the request. We're all happy with that. And then with this one, I'm just going to get list. And then it's going to get the list. So I just need to put down here, create new connection first. Utilize get list method and send back the complete list. And that's it. It's a bit different with how we do things elsewhere, but that's just because adding groups of users have always been like this. And Aiden, how are you going? Is it warm there for you? For those wondering. It's 8 degrees here, Celsius. That is a lovely 47 Fahrenheit. So, yeah. It's going to be cold this week. Next week is alright. Oh, I was hoping to do some gardening Saturday, Sunday. Alright. Alright. No problem. It was a couple of weeks ago. Right now, 18 degrees Celsius. Oh, that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. And I don't know how to say your name. Qayyum? Hassan? I don't know. Many hours. And this is the second time I'm refactoring it. So, yeah. But this time, hopefully, will be the last. Refactor, famous last words. It's meant to get hotter. Fair enough. Yeah, it's quite cold here. Not cold enough for the snow. And let's just say that. I went to the snow on the weekend, hoping to take photos of snow. Didn't get many. I'm a bit disappointed about that. Sorry, I'm just putting on the dressing gown again. It's at that weird sort of temperature. So, yeah, for those wondering. I'm not logged in. Alright, don't worry. Alright, so I'm happy with this, because this gives us what we need. And that should work perfectly fine. We should then get the groups, and it's going to update it on the front end, and we're going to be like, yay! Alright, going back with this. Now we've got to delete. We've got the link service. That's part of the groups. This will be part of the group service. We don't want to delete a link service here. Destination project, location ID, we're passing through that. Yep, that's perfectly fine. Destination permissions 1, method delete, detail true, groups PK, yep. Link service dot delete. So if it passes, we're all happy. We just haven't written anything in here. This should be fairly simple, but once again, it isn't as simple as just deleting something. We need to delete it, and then we need to actually send back the list. So it's going to be that. In the socks, can you stop trying to sit on the keyboard? Jesus. In this sort of case, actually, I'm going to do it slightly different. If cannot delete, notify users. So we're just going to do there we go, and I'm going to bump this over so Socks knows she's constantly getting watched. All right, return complete list. And that's as simple as just doing this up here. Now, we are trying to make the controllers as small as possible. Sorry, that's meant to be group service. And yeah, delete's meant to delete it. Notice how Socks keeps running away from the camera? Yeah, I'm onto your Socks. You're up to nefarious things. Yeah. I need a camera where I can control it where it looks. And then yeah, that's stock standard sort of stuff here. All right. Ooh, excuse me. All right, we need to fill out the delete stuff. So luckily over here, we actually have something in here for the delete somewhere. No, list. Destroy. All right, cool. It's part of the destroy. So I'm just going to copy part of this destroy. We're just going to paste it in. And we're going to edit it. Straight away, we don't care about destination, location, ID. That's perfectly fine. Object assignment. We're passing that through. We'll actually have object ID. Easy done. The destination will be a self. Ooh, I don't know what happened then. And then self location. All right, so let's remove object assignment. If it's 0, oh, this is probably where we want to actually. And bonjour, microwave coffee. How are you going? Oh, that's good to hear, microwave coffee. I'm just giving a little bit of a think here because I've still got to structure this service like I want other services. So I still do want a response to go back. In this sort of case, what we want to do is we want to send the reason. Actually, we just send back false. Return false. Because in here, if hang on, where's the delete? Delete. If group there go bad request. We're already sending that through anyway. Cool. I don't need to go into nitty gritty detail. If there is nothing to delete, notify the user. Easy done. Remove objects update is deleted is true. In this sort of case, then we just return true. All right, cool. And that's it. So I'm having a quick think. I know that if you remove a group from an object, any users that belong to that group that don't belong to the leftover groups also should be removed. And I know at one point I did that. And I'm thinking I'm missing something from this. So I'm just going to have a look. We've got the create. We've got the get lists. I mean, also at the same time, if someone accidentally deleted the group and then reinstated that group straight away, the users won't disappear. I feel like that will be a feature. However, if someone deletes a group, walks away from the computer, spends a month away, comes back, re-adds that group, and suddenly, all of a sudden, some new users are in here, they're going to throw up their hands and be like, oh, that's a bug. Now, the good news is we do still have the old business logic in here. So I'm just going to duplicate this tab. What we're going to do is we're going to go into the views. We've got the group views. Let's create user. Let's create user. It's all the admin stuff. I'm so glad we're moving to the API. This might be object data. Oh god, this is going to be a big one. Oh god. Remove group. Here we go. So we've got the form, we've got the data update, we've got linked object. Alright, additional lane, position giant, submit filter, alright, yeah, now that's a basic sort of helper function that I've got in there. Update that. Clean users from object. This might be it. This is it. So problem, there could be assigned users to the object but have no groups associated. They must be removed from this object solution. Yep. All right, cool. This is it. And the great news is, we just copy this. Sorry, if you're wondering what I'm doing, Socks is in the way of my screen. Hence, I've got to look around her. This will be clean, so it will be up the top. What we want to do, we want to do that, we just want to do that, we want to do that, we just want to give a little bit of space. And we want to say this is private, so we just do a little underscore there, and we just delete that space up there. All right, cool, problem. I'm all happy with that. Get objects from destination. I'm just double checking that one. It's an internal function. Search for the symbol. Oh, piss. All right. That will be part of internal functions. Give me a couple of seconds. I just got to double check a few things. NearBeach decorators. Oh no, sorry. Views, tools, internal functions. I've copied the wrong thing. Input object fill. Yeah, that was just a helper function. All right, cool. Because I kept forgetting how to do it. All right, hang on. Remove group. We go down here. We're doing all this, and then clean users, and then we go up here. We've got all this. So, yep, I can replace those very, very quickly. That's going to be easy. So to replace those, what that's going to be is that's just going to be pop up. It's going to be an F. That's going to be self.destination. We're going to do an underscore ID, and then we're just going to go self.location ID. Now I do need to go self up here, and that's it. Get rid of that. The same one here. That just gets rid of that line. And that's it. That's the code. We just now got to when we do the delete. So delete yada da. Okay, cool. Remove assignment update is deleted true. I'm just going to comment the code very, very quickly. Move the group. Remove any unwanted users. Oops, sorry, self, clean, users from object. And we just send it like that. Yeah, that's it. So, just thinking how much of the CRUD we've done. And I think I forgot that. No, cool. We've got less. We haven't done update, but I don't think we do update. No, we don't do update because that doesn't make sense. This is just dealing with connections. We don't do that. If you've got a connection that needs to change to another connection, you delete it and then you recreate it. Now, this isn't running at the moment because of reasons, and I don't know. So I'm just going to stop. You can hit rerun. I don't know why that's REST framework. I didn't like that. Oi, piss off. All right. So I'm just going to have a look at this. So this will be similar to the linked list. That's the document update. Yeah, I've got to move all of that into the serializer. That will just happen soon. So we've got the group list here. We've got the method get, we've got the permission, we've got the action. We're all happy with that. Link list, yep. Underscore, that's the same as that. And then down here, we've got the destination permissions, yep. And then we've got the at. Now that's at linked list. And I know. There you go. Easy done. Simple error. That's just a copy and paste problem. Now I've got group list. Yeah, I'll keep a group list. And down here I've got groups deleted. I'm going to go group list deleted. Trying to keep everything sort of similarly named. I look at my code and I logged one of you. Oh, don't worry about it. You get better, trust me. If you have a look at early NearBeach code, it is terrible. Some of my early code, absolutely terrible. It's just because I learned more and more patterns over the years. I learned how to do things a little bit better, and I learned the best time to abstract and when not to abstract, and so forth like that. So yeah. I mean, hell, some of my code could get a lot better. like this can actually go into, that can actually go into the service. Depending on terms what we want to do. Yeah, I could have a middleware service that handles, because the idea being is I want to have the controllers as minimal as possible, as thin as possible. And then, no, that's set up there. All right, cool. It's all right. This is complaining. Sometimes I will complain like that. You just do something like that and it'll stop complaining. All right. Now, if I stop debug again. Cool, everything's back. We can go back here. We can hit refresh. There's the API. All right, cool. We've got all of this. If I do this now, and I go, let's add empty group. Now we've got 500. That's perfectly fine. Ha! Ha! All right, we've got a 500. But we've got data back. So what I'm going to do is we're going to debug this. Yeah. I'm going to close that. I'm going to minimize that. We are going to just go group list. If I can type. Oh, don't say I put groups list. Consistency is the best sort of case here. All right, so this is going to be creating it. So I'm just going to put a little thing there. I'm just going to hit reload just so we're dealing with a empty. Ooh, we also got a 500 on the groups. So I'm also going to put a breakpoint on the groups. I'm just going to hit refresh. So we're debugging now. We're at the group service. So we create the service. We get the list. I am... I'm going to open up this. We're going to have a look at the data. Trace back. File in JPEG. All right. Assertion error. When a serializes is past a data keyword, you must call is valid before attempting to access serialize. All right. Cool. Let's I know where this is. I think. Let's go into here. I think we're just going to do that. Alright, socks don't sit on the keyboard. You know what not to do. Alright, it's not getting what I want. So I'm just going to refresh. We've got a 500. There we go. All right, cool. Object assignment has no attribute name. Ooh. All right. I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to see what these values are bringing me. Because it could be one of any of those. I don't know. I'm just going to hit refresh. There we go. We're debugging. So we've got the group list. Did that not send back? Object results with the object assignment. All right, I know what's happening now. All right. You okay there, Socks? You're like, maybe. I need to get the data we need. So if I go down here, we want a group list. Okay, so this should actually be groups. Yeah, I can do it down here, but I've set it so it does up here. We've got it there. Get group list, so object results, yada yada yada. Object results fields for that. That's not 100% correct. Yeah, she is. She's always the code reviewer. She's actually staring at the screen right now. I don't know if she does it because she's mimicking me or if she actually likes what's on the screen. All right, so I've done a little mistake here. What I got to do is I've got to go group.objects.filter is deleted equals false, and then what we got to do is, oops, that was meant to be like this. It's going to be group ID. It's going to be ID in equals. It's going to be this, and then we just go values, and we go group ID, and then close that off. And that should be that. And we've got to do the same down here. So group.objects.filter is deleted equals false. ID in. Sorry, Socks, your little fluffy head is in the way. No, don't put it more in the way. Sorry, I've got to scroll down it up, everyone. I'll put down or whatever. She took the entire camera for a nice stretch, yeah. She does that. Alright, so we've got that, and that's that. That should return the group now. We've probably got to do this with the user list too. So object results equals that. Da-da-da. Get user list. So this is getting all the users. This is annotating in that. This isn't quite correct. So we are doing things slightly different compared to 031. And I'm just wondering if we could just return. Give me 2 seconds. And then I think that might be it. Because we want to return all the user objects. We do want to actually include the profile picture in that at the same time. Cool. So I think, yeah, that's got to be it. I think. Famous last words. Please don't at me. Potential users. And we go back down. And yeah, see how we're doing it there for the potential users. Easy done. All right, cool. I am 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I am actually going to yank these 5 lines, and the reason being is I'm assuming we got it perfect there, and I just didn't get it perfect up here. So we are going to make it perfect. So object, we just want to paste those 5 in. I can get rid of that. I can then get rid of that. This will be. Oh, we got it as group results. This is actually where we've got to go down, down, oh, down, down, no, down. Sorry, I'm trying to think here. I think this will. I think this is wrong. This is what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna. The get group list, so ID, username, objects, filter is active. All right, user ID. All right, yeah, I've done something silly. All right, not a problem. So ID in equals, and that will be the object results dot values, and then it'll be assigned user ID like so, because we applied that filtering up here. And Andy Fish, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. I do hope you are enjoying my content and Socrates shenanigans on the stream. So yeah, we're getting all the assigned users here, which is why the assigned user ID is null equals false. So there's got to be something, and we filter it by the destination and location, making sure we don't delete it. Hence, we're doing it something like that. This can actually go over here, but first, we're just going to do it like that. We're going to separate them out so you don't have as many layered complexities in here. Now the annotate, that should still work because we are annotating it. We're not excluding any values or anything like that, and I think we're happy with that. So I'm just going to hit refresh. So we're here. I'm just going to hit play. We've still got a 500. Cannot resolve document key in field. Choices are change user ID, creation user, custom, date modified, description, document, and the reason being is document key is now should just be document because we did a rename of stuff. All right, so I think I know where that is going to be. It's going to be there. All right, now we're just gonna wait. Still more function. A function object is not iterable. All right, so. I don't know when that's breaking. So we're just having a look in this down here. Data equals serialize.data. All right. It's there. All right. I'm gonna breakpoint that. We're just gonna refresh. And hello. This is where I'm going to fail at your name. PCOE. OU? PCOU? Welcome. Yeah, just simple Django REST framework. I'm moving everything into all the calls into the API. Essentially, I'm doing a massive refactor on NearBeach. All right, serializers. Data. Oh, all right. I'm just going to hit view. Function object is not iterable. Okay, so this is where this might not work. Damn it. All right, I'm just going to because you pass a function reference instead of a sequence, list, or tuple. All right, tell you what I'm going to do. PQE. It's meant to return this serializer, which it's returning it, but it's not serializing correctly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go data equals. It's going to expand that. And I'm just going to go data. And I'm just going to put a breakpoint there. We're going to see what happens. But yeah, it might not. I'm going to get rid of that breakpoint. It might not like it like that. All right, so group list. Bound method group list. Oh. Am I being really stupid? Mission 2, require positions, destination. What the? Hang on, get list. Oh, I don't need destination location. Okay, sorry, I must have been really tired after last week's stream. This is no longer a static method. This will then be self. Easy done. Yep, that one's done. So get user list. Let's double check this one. Yep, that one's fine. All of those look fine. If I scroll all the way down here, that's looking fine. Let's just hope for the best. All right. Yep, fair enough. Fair enough. Touche. Ooh. All right. Choose our RSC, auth token set. God, there's so many. No, I want to search this. In this sort of case. Yeah, new errors. Yep. Don't worry, this error should be easily fixed. Why I'm getting it? Because I renamed all the fields and stuff like that. That's the craziness of what I'm doing. We'll just go to get list. I'm assuming this is part of the object assignment. And it should be just assigned user. Though that's a foreign key. That should still work. All right, where is this breaking? Let's go and read the debug. No. Annotations. No, that's not part of my code. That's not part of my code. Ooh, annotate. Ah, it's this one. All right. I believe now it's just going to be that. And K9F, hi, how are you? I'm working on NearBeach, an open source project management system. We're currently going through a massive refactor. The idea is, give me 2 seconds. We're making it look a lot nicer and feel a lot nicer compared to what it looks like now. We're also fixing up a bunch of old tech debt and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's a massive hurdle to, jump over at the moment, but we're slowly getting there. All right, I tell you what. Sometimes when life gives you fun stuff to do, you just go in here and go edit and hope that doesn't bring up all my... All right, we're just gonna copy this. We're gonna paste it into here. Fuck off. Oh, this... All right, cool. Object assignment, assigned user. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna have a look at this. Oh, user objects. Oh, this is at the user table. Which is user profile picture part of it? User profile picture is user profile picture. User profile picture under document ID. So sorry, this is where I've got to double check all these connections and stuff like that. So that's part of this. So user profile picture gets connected to here. And then we've got a document. I'm just going to put that over there. We're going to go back to our this. It's not document ID, it's going to be document now. However, that being said, and then it's under ID, I do believe we can get away with that now. Which means if I copy that, that can actually happen up there. Fingers crossed. So let's hope we get another error. A different one this time. No, we didn't get an error. Great. Even better. We've now got the group list. We've now got the potential user list and so forth like that. So this data should feed over into, drum roll please, this down here. And we should now see, we don't see anything in there, but we'll fix that up very, very quickly. That's meant to be actually a potential user in there. We'll fix that up very, very quickly. Don't worry about that. So the potential user list, I believe, will have every single user that could be added in, and then the front end does the filtering. Saves the back end a lot of work. If we add in an empty group now, we got a 500. But we'll come back to that. Don't worry about that. And if we delete, we've got an error. We'll come back to that. Don't worry about that. Now, the thing is, if we got slow internet, I need to tell the user that we are doing updates, in which case, in the future, I might want to actually put in a loading state for these group and users. Just to notify the user, hey, listen, hold on. We're going to be doing stuff. All right, now I do want to fix these other 500 errors, because once I get those fixed and then I get the front end rendering correctly, this section's done and we can move on to the stakeholders, which is going to be similar ish. Yeah. So I'm just having a think. Yeah, it's I think at the moment I'm aiming for good enough, not perfection. So I know that if I utilize these, which I will, it's going to actually have a lot of them if you've got a lot of stakeholders and customers and stuff like that. So the idea is, in the near future, I will use Welk to actually essentially build something in Welk where I could do this. Oh yeah, that's perfectly fine, Alex. So yeah, all right. I'm going to refresh. Oh, I don't have permissions because I just removed the admin from here. I'm smart. Absolutely smart. I'm gonna do it that way. We did get a 500 error. So we are going to solve that. Now, the reason why I got a 403, you don't have permission, I removed all of the groups. We're not going to allow that. I think that needs to be logged down as a bug. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, not YouTube. Oh, stop. You track. Oh, I've got to go to NearBeach. You track Garrett. Yep. Okay, do issues. Am I logged in? Yes, I am. Issues. New issues. Alright, cool. Method 1, utilizing the API, remove all groups from an object. Expected results. Checks and balances are in place to ensure only sure that one group is left on each object. If it is possible to delete all groups from an object, the user is informed with a message. Actual results. Users can remove all permissions. Now, that being said, if that actually happens, the admin users can go in and go, nah, we're going to re-add that in using the API. I'm going to keep this as normal. There's definitely a bug. There's definitely submitted. I'm going to assign it to me. This is part of, not Welk. It's part of the API. And we're going to do it through the release candidate one. So, yeah. All right, jumping back into things. I'm not too worried about that at the moment because that will be a future me sort of thing to do. It will be... Yes, it's just something I've got to check. And it is as simple as... Yeah, just checking stuff. Yeah. All right. Cool. Getting back into this. Let's see what our 500 errors are doing. So too many values to unpack. Expected 2. In 226. Oh, did it get here? Oh, it did too. Yeah, success. All right. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, I guess we don't have an issue in this sort of case. For this. All right. All right, delete. Oh, sorry for God. Get list. Yeah, get list will be the similar sort of thing too. Now, this is the get list. Sorry, this is the delete. We actually want to send back a... Oh, you son of a git. We want to send back a 204. No content. It's still successful. It's just telling the front end, hey, listen, that content, it doesn't exist anymore. There's no content there anymore. So those two particular things are fixed. So if I go refresh... I'm going to add in the administration group. All right, so, but it hasn't added it in properly because we should be seeing data in there right now. All right. That is going to be a bit of a problem. All right, what I want to do is... I've got to bug track it. All right. If I refresh, yeah, I don't have permission. Yeah, it doesn't belong there. Potential object links. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, Sucks. You literally showed everyone your butt. You're like, look at my butt. All right. Sorry, I'm going to go through the create. I have a breakpoint here that I'm not reaching. And look at this, validated data. And I am returning stuff there, but then returning nothing here. All right, so the plot sort of thickens. Looks like I do need to change things around for a little bit. I am going to be right back. Yeah. I am back. Sorry about that. Alright, socks, you've been entertaining them? Alright, so in this sort of case, we do want to send back serialized errors. And then down here, we want to send back, don't sit on that. We want to send back none and true. So when we use this create, I'm going to go back here. How are we doing it with the other ones? It was result and success. All right, so if there is a problem, if not success, if not success, return response. This would be data equals serializer dot errors, and that's what we've got further down here, wherever it went. Success. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I've just made a mistake before where I needed to do that with the delete status. That way it can send the data through And then if there's a problem, we do this. All right. That's the delete. We're also got to do a similar thing with the create. Oh, sorry, I did it with the create. With the delete, we just send true or false. That's fine. True or false works. And yeah, we're handling it there. All right, so going here, let's see what the error is going to be. We go here. I'm just going to hit play. Name and parent group is required. Piss. All right. Group serializer. Name required. All right, yeah. This is when you actually, for a group itself, whereas this particular one. All right, I'm gonna use a different serializer for this. All right, model serializers. We've got the group serializer. This is going to be pretty similar, but it's going to be called group list serializer. We're going to add it in. We're going to change a few things. We're just going to go group list serializer. Class creating a serializer for adding / removing groups to objects. Ooh, parent group. And so allow null required equals false. What tech stack am I using? So Django with Django REST framework for the backend and VueJS for the front end. I'm not too worried about the database because Django can use multiple different databases. So, you know, I'm like, yep. So yeah, and welcome, wrong answer logs. I do hope you are enjoying my content. So that's all we need. In fact, actually, no, we don't need parent groups because we just need the ID. That's it. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. Actually, no, there's going to be 2 lines. That's it. So in here, we're just going to go group list serializer, and I'm just going to add that in. So that's with the create. Get rid of that. Let's hope this now works. So I'm going to add something in. All right, that's promising. I'm just going to hit play. All right, something else happened. Group service 138. Oh. Yeah, that should be ID. What are we sending? We are sending group list. All right, I'm doing stuff seriously wrong here. Not thinking properly. So group list. Will be a foreign Give me 2 seconds. How do I do this again? I've got, where's my other serializer? Group and use it. That's how I do it. Yep, all right. Will be group serializer. Right only equals true. Many equals true. Required equals true. And then we just got to import that. And yeah, this is why I'm utilizing a different serializer for this. All right, I'm just going to hit refresh just so that we get everything back. All right, I'm going to add in the admin. Now we've got a 400. All right. I'm going to breakpoint that. All right, do one hang on a second, Socks. Give me a minute. Okay, that's a bit better. At least you're not showing your butt to everyone. I'm just gonna... All right, invalid data. Expected dictionary, what got data type? Null, this field null, this field is required. All right, I'm just gonna hit play. Let's, yeah. The request we're sending. Oh, that is actually a problem. All right, let's jump into the front end. Let's go components. This will be part of the object component access, group access, group access. So when we add in a group, so add group, we go through all these checks and stuff like that. And then with the body equals, might be that. Yeah, that's it. Hold on. So we've got to set it. And then we go through, and then we clear it afterwards. All right, we don't clear it right away. And we don't definitely wait for a next tick and then do stuff. All right. So, in fact, when we're actually here, we don't need to wait for, we just wipe it. So, clear data, model data. That's it. All right, cool. So that was a front end bug. I'm just going to hit refresh. We are going to click on administrator again. We're going to have a look at this. Notice how we got the one in there. I'm just going to run through this. Oh, this is still having problems. Why are you having problems? Group list, non-field errors, invalid data, accept dictionary, but got int. Okay. Give me a couple of seconds. I think I've got. I'm gonna play really hard now. So we don't care about the group serializer. We care about the group list serializer. I'm going to do something. I'm going to create a private class in here, and I'm going to call it group serializer. And this is going to be model serializer. This is just going to be a class meta. We want the model to be the group. And the fields are just going to be ID. Now I need to import that. So I've got to go from NearBeach. Oh, fuck off with the autocomplete. That is bullshit. Models, import group. Okay. Now down here, I'm just going to delete this, and I'm just going to go group serializer. I don't know if this is going to work. This is just me testing out some shit. All right. We're just passing an ID through, and I'm hoping it gets serialized. I'm just going to hit refresh just to clear everything off the page. I'm just going to put in admin. I'm just going to hit play. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to get rid of the breakpoint because I know there's something wrong. Invalid data expected dictionary but got in. I've solved this problem in the past. Might be that. I'm just refreshing, making sure everything comes back. One is not a valid choice. I'll blow it. All right. How have I done this in the past? I know I've done this. Give me a couple of seconds. I'm going to have a look at what I've done. So this would be blah, 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 blah. Part of the create serializes group and uses serializer. So pass through the group list. Not with the views. I want serializers. Object data, group and user serializer. All right. Because it's a primary key related field required. False. In this sort of case, true. Many equals true. And then we set what the query set is, making sure we limit it down to just those that are still active. All right, cool. In which case, let's just hit refresh just to make sure this comes back. Cool. We then just go admin, and now we go to 500. Different error. Cool. This means that we've moved on. Field expected an ID, but got a object. All right, I know where this is going. Let me clean this up very, very quickly. There we go, like that. Still, I needed to have it in its own serializer, so that's not going to be a problem. I'm happy with that. I'm going to close that one. I'm going to keep this one open with the create. We go serialize, we go down here, and it's this here. I think we just do that. I'm somewhat sure. Foreign key constraint failed. All right. When all else fails, come back. All right. 500 error. All right, I'm going to put a breakpoint here. Actually, I'm going to put a breakpoint there. Going to refresh. I'm going to go admin. We've hit this. So, validated data. We've got group list in here. We've only got one. Cool. I'm happy with that. Yes. Yes, it is Django REST framework. Then I should go into here. So the single group should be like this. And we do have an ID 1 down here, which setting the group ID should work. Now the destination is project, and that's location ID 0, which does not work. Which means we've got a problem here. Actually, no, we got a problem, and I've just closed it here. Oy. Is it meant to be ID? Let's have a look. All right, cool. We're going to go into view. We're going to go into Pinia. We know that this is the object here. We've got destination. We've got ID. Zero, but that doesn't make any sense. Because we're on project 1. If I go back into the network, it's because I don't have permissions. That's also another bug that I should handle. Alright, we'll need to fix this another day. User logs into NearBeach. User navigates to an object they don't have access to. Expected results. User is redirected to the 403 page. Actual results, page loads, but data does not load in. Other 500 errors could occur. All right, so I'm gonna manually fix this problem. Part of the NearBeach, no priority, type, this is bug, state submitted, unassigned, that's going to be assigned to me. This is part of permissions. And this is going to be part of the release candidate. All right. Give me a couple of seconds. I'm just going to open up B Studio. We're just going to go straight into it. What I want to do, yeah, close that. I'm just going to close all. That's perfectly fine. We are going to open up a new query. Select everything from NearBeach object assignment where 1 equals 1 and project ID equals 1. And not group ID equals null. And is deleted equals true. All right. Project ID equals 1. This is project 1, right? Yeah, this is project 1. Project ID 1. Should be this top one. And group ID equals 1 because this is also the admin group. All right, cool. I'm just going to do an update. There we go. I've got access. I don't know why I did that. Let's move that to the right. So now if I go, let's add in the empty group. That's looking correct. I'm going to close that now. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm just going to hit play. Empty group. Perfect. And we've got a 200. The group list come back with empty group. So what I can do is I can refresh and there's an empty group. I can also do the QA team and that comes back through the potential user list increases. I will update that in a minute. But if I remove, let's say empty group, I remove it. It didn't send me back the groups. So with the delete, it's meant to send me back stuff. So here I am, I'm deleting the stuff. Oh, something happened. All right, cool, not a problem. Let's figure out what's gone wrong. Let's reopen up this. I'm going to close a couple of things that we no longer need. I'm going to leave that one. I know the instant I close it, I'm going to need it. So the object ID, in this sort of case, we should be really naming that group PK. And we should be all seeing all of this. All right, cool. I'm just gonna hit refresh. Wait for it to come back. There we go. So I'm gonna remove empty group. So I click on empty group. We've got the remove stuff. All right, cool. It goes through this. That's perfectly fine. We've got one set connection in there. We don't see a false. All right, so we then update that. And then it's probably in here. Or maybe not. Return true. Okay, passed everything. But it didn't. It's too stressful for me, and my head hurts. I'm going to take Panadol. Fair enough. Welcome, Dragon. How are you going? Hopefully you're going well. Yeah, it's just making sure everything works. So empty group. I'm deleting it. All right. I get down here. I then move over. I'm making sure that, yep, location ID is a 1. And the group PK is a 3. Yep, that makes sense. We've got a serializer. Hold on. As a 204 no content return results. That's why in this sort of case. All right, I know the problem. There's no other sort of created that sort of fits here. We've got created as multi-accepted researcher. Yeah, all right. In this sort of case, we're just going to send back an okay. We're going to be like, okay. Let's see if that works. There you go. So what had happened is, because I was sending back a 204 no content, it wasn't sending back the results with it, which in this sort of case, we're like, all right, no, we actually want those results back. It saves us doing another extra call and so forth like that to update the assigned users. Yeah. So in this sort of case, it hasn't actually deleted the it's because I've deleted the admin team for myself, haven't I? There you go. And then if I do QA team, all right. I'm not deleting those teams. So I'm seeing the results coming back, and this is the joys of this sometimes. So delete. We go through, we do this. We've got remove. We've got that is deleted set up to that. And we purposely do it this way. Usually you just do it in a simple one-off request up there. But we're doing this because if there are no groups there, we want to tell the user, hey, you're not updating anything. Now, the other sort of thing where we're probably getting all 3 groups is we're probably doing something wrong somewhere else. So I'm going to open up B Studio again. We're going to move that over here. We're going to open up that database. We're going to remove that. And we're going to go in 1, 2, 3 because we know the group numbers are going to be those. And is deleted equals true. There's only one in there. So the next thing that I'm thinking of is this get list, get group list. Making sure that that is correct there. And that does have is deleted false. I'm going to put a breakpoint there. We're going to refresh. We're going to hit that thing. There we are. So we should only see one result, but we're seeing so many. I know why. We're not. All right. We're not filtering for the object. This is as simple as that. We're filtering for the object there. We're filtering for the object there. All right. I'm going to hit play. This is why we test and test thoroughly. We will be implementing unit tests to actually do a lot of this testing. So we'll be doing a lot of the CRUD where we have an object, we add a group to it, check that it exists, remove the group from it, check that it exists, remove the last group, check that we throw up an error, and stuff like that. So yeah. Now in this sort of case, we've still got 3. Why have we got 3? Once again, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to hit refresh. We're going to hit this. We know that the destination is going to be project, and we know the location is going to be a 1. I'm going to nick this. The reason being is I can go in here, I can just paste it in, and we're just going to run. So we are getting 3 in here. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to bump that like that. You'll see what I'm doing in a second. This shouldn't be a complicated query. Just got a lot of fields in there. Oops. Oh my fucking god, how many fields have I put in here? Fuck. Alright, we're at the end. And then we got the where. Alright, object ID is not null. And, alright. I like to do a 1 equals 1. The reason being is that way this becomes modular. Alright. So, that is not null. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go over here. I'm just going to paste that in. Easy done. That will get rid of that. And what I can do is, I don't need a lot of this. It's a bit overkill. Is not null. I'm still only getting 1. And they've got that, not is deleted. And I'm just wondering, it's the same table and everything. I'm just really confused. All right, the project ID one, that can get rid of that because that's just that down there. I'm just going to get rid of that, and that. I'm going to get rid of that. What the fuck? If you're going to jump. Okay. Yeah, I'm confused. Because in reality, I should be... Give me a couple of seconds. I'm doing something silly. So we've got the delete, we've got the remove objects, and then that update should update that. There shouldn't be any remove object assignment dot save. Is deleted is true. All right, I'm just going to hit refresh. QA team, I'm going to hit delete. We're here. Remove object assignment. Group PK is a 2. Meant to be group ID. All right, that's the mistake. I'm just going to hit play. We're going to go through the whole process. Yeah, sometimes debugging it drives me nuts, but it has to be done. All right, cool. So we're going to go QA team, and we're going to go that. Now we've got admins there. If I refresh, there we go. So the delete's working. So the create is working. So I can go, whoops. Sorry, I meant to put in that QA team. But I didn't get back... Oh, wait, I was on the wrong tab. I did get back the potential users, and I'm like, oops, sorry, meant to remove those. And then the potential user list goes down, and I'm like, no, I'm crazy. I meant to add those in. All right, cool. And then if I hit refresh, all of those are in there, and then we just need to do this list properly. So there's a few bugs that we've got to fix in here still. One of them is when we add and remove the groups, we need to update the potential assigned users. The other bug is the fact that we've got to actually put the stuff in here correctly, but that will take 2 seconds. That's just us pointing at what fields are what, and it will be like, oh, okay, cool. All right, so with the group access, let's say we add the groups in, we do all this stuff here. Cool. We get rid of this. We then go this will be const response equals, actually this will be const data equals response.json. But we've got to wait for it because JSON takes his time. And then it'll be object store dot potential user list equals data dot, and this is where we go in here and we're like, all right, let's actually have a look at what we're going to get. We got potential user list. We do something like that and we're like, yep. At the same time, we might as well update the group list we're fine with. Might as well update the user list too. That's all the data I can think of at the moment. Update store with correct information. All right, easy done. What I'm going to do, I'm going to yank those 6 lines with the remove group. We've got the same thing. We're just going to paste those 6 lines into here. Now we don't have a I can't type, can I? We've got that handle, response, update potential user and user list. All right, cool. We've done that. We're actually quite happy with that. So now if I go refresh, I'm just refreshing everything in here. We've got a massive amount of users, and then I remove the QA team. I'm like, oops. And then we've got 2 down here, and then we can just add them back in, and then presto. Cool. That is fixed. Now let's actually fix the rendering issue here. That's pretty easy. We just want to go over here and we want to open up assigned users. We want to open up assigned users. We want to scroll down to the rendering template section. We've got the user.first name and last name. If we actually have a look at the potential data coming from the back end, I'm just going to open up potential users. We've got first name, last name. That should be correct. Hang on. It's the drop down stuff. All right, option label. Ooh. All right, so let me bring this over to the left. So this is what we've got to work with. We've got an email, we've got first name, last name, and stuff like that. However, we're sending this as a full object, and it just doesn't know. And I'm trying to think what would be a good solution for this. I could create a field called full name. I think that would be best. Yeah, we just have full name. So we're going back over here. We're going, yeah, we're going to get the group list. We're going, yay. We are going to get potential users and all that kind of stuff. Yay. Down here, we might need to annotate full name. Actually, it's going to be easier like this, and then we can just do We don't need any of that. So that does the full name. Now I just need to do the serialization of that. In which case I just go all the way down here and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to serialize all of this, and then I'm just going to go use the serializations in here, and I'm just going to go, all right, cool. And then I'm just going to put full name in here like this. And then we're just going to define what the full name is in here. We're just going to go full name equals serializers dot, this will be a character field, read only is true. We just don't care about anything else. Done. We do need to actually do that for the potential users also. So we scroll all the way down. Oh wait, we did that already for that one. It's the get user list. There you go. And let's just hope for the best. Because knowing what I've done lately, oh there I go, I've broken stuff already. Non-expressions. This is where I need the V's. Don't worry, I will fix this up in a minute. Don't everyone panic. God, it's taking forever. Oh God, has it crashed? Does it not like that? All right. All right, no, I've royally balked this. Oh, and hi. Sorry, OS min OS. Sorry, I just saw your comment. I need to pass through essentially first name and last name. I do believe like that. I'll get rid of that line. I'm going to copy that one line. I'm just going to paste it down here. I'm just going to delete that, and I'm just going to bump that up there. Oh, something's not working. Which means that one's not working. All right, cool. I'm hoping this works. No, all right. Give me 2 seconds. Django, annotate full name. That's it. All right. No socks, I can't do that for you. All right. We'll import the concat. Can't do that, socks. Really, socks. There we go. All right, so now let's have a look at potential users. I'm just going to open this up. We've got the full name, admin user. All right, sweet. So that's what we want. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to pick up socks. Yes. Say hi to everyone. Are you going to speak into the microphone? She's like, no, I don't want to. I'm like, okay. Okay. All right. how are we doing? 2 hours in. I am so close to getting this finished. It is going to be glorious. So we've got the assigned users now. Now what we need to do is we just go full name, and then the ID should be the same. And then if I move this to the right, there we go. So we can now add in admin user, but we're getting a page not found. That's not going to be a problem. We're going to do that in a very short minute. We just got to create those services and create that sort of endpoint and all that kind of fun stuff. So don't panic. The other thing is, yeah, we can then just, when we've got that connected in, we need to filter these out. We did that before with the group access. So if we have a quick gander down here, we've got available groups to add. We're going to do the same sort of shenanigans with this. We've just got them passing through as potential lists and stuff like that. So objects store. And then we've got all that remove. We do have the user list in here and stuff like that. Sorry, give me a couple of seconds. I'm just copying some code because the business logic is essentially the same. It won't be that. It will be users to add. We'll have a state, which will be the state. It'll be none of this. Ooh, hello. But that's there for references. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to minimize this. We're going to go fetch all user IDs for the current object. There'll be const object store. Actually, use object. They'll be using this particular one, so we don't actually need to do that. We just need to do the exclude IDs. Send back a list of groups that are, list of users that are not in the exclude, in the user list. So what we've got to do, return state dot user list. Sorry, potential user list dot filter, a row, and then we return, and we go state dot sum ID, where row dot ID equals ID. I think that's meant to be row. That will be then user interface. Oh no, I've mucked this up, haven't I? Yeah, I've mucked this up. All right. So row, that will be a user interface. All right, cool. Then return where the state dot user list dot sum, and we've got the ID such that the row dot ID equals ID. And the user list ID should be a number. Like so. And I don't know why it's... That should match that. It's just... What? Alright, I'm not going to worry too much about the linter being a bit finicky about that at the moment, but I am going to copy that. What I'm going to do, go back to assigned users. We're going to scroll all the way down to this thing here. And we're just going to paste this in. Excuse my French. Bitch, please, this is the state. This knows what it's got. Oh my god. Alright, I'm just gonna see if it breaks stuff. It doesn't. That's fine. Actually, it does break stuff. Oh, it's because it's under actions. I'm an idiot. All right, cool. Sorry, that was really stupid of me. And then I just get rid of this ID. And then, there we go. All right. Cool. And then if we click on this, we can add an admin user. We don't have the back end or anything like that. That's perfectly fine. But notice how it disappears from there, and we can constantly add all of these in. And then if we remove them, they'll reappear down here. Perfectly. All right. So we are getting very close to getting this finished. Which is great. Because I'm so far behind on this. So I just need to actually set up the users. Once again, I'll need to create my own service. I'll need to actually connect up all the endpoints and so forth like that and get that all sorted. I'm going to kind of cheat. Now, with the users themselves, when you delete a user, we're not going to send much data back. We're just going to send it 200. There won't be... So you'll be able to create the link and you'll be able to delete the link. You won't be able to update. You won't be able to read... Oh, that's okay, Alex. Yeah, with the users, you won't have much of the CRUD. You can only add a connection and remove a connection. All right, let's get started with this. So I'm just going to close other tabs. I'm just going to make sure we're only dealing with what I need at the moment. Now, what I will need is I'll need the equivalent of these two. So I'm just going to copy them. I'm just going to paste them in here. And what we're going to do we're going to find and replace. Let's see. Where's the replace functionality? Oh God. Ah, there we go. Replace. Okay, replace all, and then capital, and then capital. Replace all. What we're going to do, destination permission, user list, mapping, post. We're still using user lists because we will still allow multiple users to be added at once. Yeah. So user service, we'll need to create the user service serializers. Yeah, essentially this is going to be it, except we won't be mapping to post. There won't be any get whatsoever. So we'll fix that up in a second. Actually, we'll fix it up now because I'd rather copy and paste in the correct stuff. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go back to this. We are going to paste that in. We're going to do that. So users. Yeah, we're still using the user list as terminology. We're going to copy that. We're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom because use is very at the end. We're going to sneaky paste that in. Now it's going to complain because we don't have a user service. We're going to create a user service. And then we're going to import it. So over here, what we're going to do is we're going to find our services in here. We've got the group service in here like this. We're just going to go Python file. We're going to go user service. I'm going to add that in. I'm going to open up the group service just for references. Yeah, there you go. No, oh, fuck off. Thank you. Oops. I'm cheating. I'm just going to cheat again. All right. Delete before user service. All right, cool. Service to help create, read, update, and delete groups against an object. Services to help add and remove users against an object. All right, easy done. We don't need this. We don't need to get the group list. We don't need to get the potential groups. We don't need the user list. We're going to delete that. Cool. We've got the create. We've got the delete. And we've got the get. So now we just got to shrink this down. So create services. Now this will be a user service serializer. So we're just going to open up this. Very similar to this, we'll have a user list and so forth like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy. I'm just going to paste. It's going to be called user list serializer. Cool. We're going to add it into our code. We're just going to move that over there for references. I just also realized that a lot of this can be cut down now. So we're just gonna do that right away. Oops. User this. So this will be delete before. So user list serializer. Delete before. So that'll be user list serializer primary key. That will be delete end, and that will be the user. So we should just go user up there. From Django.contrib.auth.models.user. Thank you. Class candidate for adding and removing users to an object. Cool. That's pretty much it. All right, over here we've got user service create. All right, so this will be delete before user list services. So I need to import that very, very quickly. I'm going to import that. I'm going to delete that one up there. That will flag everything as a problem later on. That'll be user list. There'll be single user. We're going to do that. That's all fine. That's fine. Delete. Object assignment. Now this will be user ID, and it'll be assigned user equals user ID. But we've got to put an ID underneath there because we're comparing the IDs and not the object. That will do that. Remove object assignment. Update. We no longer need to clean. We just return a true. Yeah, this is pretty simple. This is this one. It's pretty much just that. We now need to import it into here, so that's just as simple as importing that. So that should be hopefully that. What we can do, refresh the front end to make sure things come back. Considering it's taking a very long time to come back, I'm saying I've probably done something wrong. We're going to start and stop. We're going to check the debugs. Oh yeah, I've done something wrong. Django cannot resolve keyword. Ooh. All right, so that will have to be in the user service. I'm assuming. Somewhere. All right, let's have a look through this code. List serializer, user object filter, user list serializer. Right there. It's meant to be is active because that's the user equivalent. All right, let's. It's taking a little while to reload again. Just going through the code again here. Once again, we just copied and pasted a bunch of this, so yeah, we're just gonna be careful. All right, I'm just gonna stop and rerun. Don't know why it didn't rerun automatically before. There we go. So now we're going to add in admin user. I haven't connected method not allowed. All right, not a problem. You know why? Because I have done something silly up here. With this, it's a simple get. Now we're hopefully doing something. This is why we test. So much in code that you can just miss. 400 bad request, different error. Invalid PK, none. Object. All right, cool. Not a problem. That just means that our front end is sending null. We're going to fix that very, very quickly. So give me 2 seconds. We are going to scroll down. We are going to go to the assigned users, and here we are. So when there's a new assignment model, what we're doing is, when we're adding in a user, we're going through all of this. It's this here that is causing the issue. In reality, that's just going to come out. That's just going to go down there, and then we're going to clear model. And we're just going to delete those 4 lines. We had that problem last time, so we know where it occurred, why it occurred, and how to fix it. We are going to go admin user, and now we've got a new response. None type has no attribute data. Oh, this isn't letting me win at all today, is it? All right, cool. So non-attribute has data. Let's just scroll all the way. I tell you what, should I just breakpoint it and just skip all the way through and hope for the best? Yeah, let's just do that. So we've got the endpoint users. I'm just going to double check. Yeah, we've got endpoint users there, users with the PKs and all that kind of stuff. I'm happy with that. I'm just going to put a breakpoint here. And I am going to right-hand click and just resend. And we've just hit this breakpoint here. So the PK should be 1. Yep, cool. We're going to step over. We're going to step into this. All right, so the serializer worked. If I open up the serializer and I go data, we've got, I'm just going to hit view. User list. All right, so we've got a user list of 1. All right, let's keep going. All right, so single user, user admin. I think what I got to do here is let's keep it simple. I think I got to do that. I'm just going to hit play, hope for the best, and I'm going to put a breakpoint here. I'm going to remove the breakpoint from here. We're going to right-hand click and we're just going to resend. We're just going to refresh the whole page. Okay, admin users now added. We've now got a post. All right. I'm just going to put a breakpoint here. So we've got serializers. All right, we don't need to. Yeah, that was it. We were returning data when we didn't need to. And same with this one. We're just going to go no content. All right, so I'm just going to hit reload. So those have been added. Team intern. Just going to hit play. Boom, added in. Perfect. All right, so sorry, sucks to like woke you up then slapping the table. Great news. The CRUD is working for the adding the group and user permissions now. So I'm happy with this, which means next stream we will be moving on to doing the same similar thing for the stakeholders and so forth like that. So if I move this to the right, we've got stakeholders down here. I've got to redesign this a little bit better like this. That will go to organization. Yep, cool. So we'll have stakeholders. We won't have the logo. I don't think we will have a logo for organizations. So I'm just having a quick think. Give me a couple of seconds. Yeah, I probably won't. So yeah, next stream we'll be doing this. So the idea being is if there's no stakeholders, there's no customers assigned to it, you gotta assign a stakeholder before assigning customers. And yeah, when you assign a stakeholder, you'll have a list of customers. Yeah. So I think you'll be like, I just gotta, most of the hard work is already done for this. We've figured out what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. We'll essentially have a stakeholder and a customer node, which we just hit underneath the project. That's just going to be, of course. And the same sort of deal happening. If you remove a stakeholder, you remove all the customers. So the stakeholder will handle all of the information. So it will handle both the user and customer details and potential customers and all that kind of fun stuff. That will hopefully not take us much longer to do. I won't be able to do it tonight because I'm getting exhausted and I need to wrap up. I'm also trying to think what else is next. So the documentation, that just needs me really going through it and debugging as much as possible and finding bugs. Notes and comments, that needs to be done, set up with the CRUD and all that kind of stuff. So that requires all the CRUD, every bit of CRUD. As for MISC, public links, yeah, that's CRUD, which can be done pretty quickly. I know sprints, we're not including them at the very moment, but I need to actually set that up soon. I think that goes under MISC. Yeah, we didn't want to put it under stakeholders and so forth like that. Yeah, I'm just trying to think at the moment how I want everything laid out. I think that for the moment. Yeah, so we've got stakeholders left, notes and comments and MISC, and yeah, and then sprints. All right, 4 little things left to do, and then it's absolutely pandemonium. We'll be doing a lot of unit tests, manual testing and all that kind of fun stuff. And then once we're happy with this, the great news is it's literally a copy and paste for getting it to work with tasks. So we grab a couple of things from here, we copy them, we paste them, we find and replace the word project with task, and Bob's your uncle. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Requirement and requirement item, slightly different, but very similar. We'll copy and paste for those two also, and then make those modifications. Sorry, I've got it on my whiteboard over there. So I'm hoping once projects is done, task requirements and requirement items will happen very, very fast. It'll be like a blink of the eye compared to how long we've actually gotten to here. And then the Kanban board, that's going to be huge to put that in. I'm trying to think that I do want to salvage a lot of the code, and I think I can. I think it's using the mostly the API. It's just the initial render and stuff like that, which I need to actually fix up. Then we've got requests for change, and then the admin and all the MISC and stuff like that. So hopefully those won't take as long. All right. Let's find someone to raid. All right. Timberdoe has just started. Timberdoe is building a game. He's built games before. It's something. Accelerate. That's it. That's what I'm thinking of. So let's raid Timberdoe. All right. All right. We got a lot done tonight. I'm going to commit this. And that way we can, well, I can start the stakeholders very, very quickly. Hopefully it's just a little bit of copy and paste here. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yeah, fingers crossed it goes well. I think it will. I think it will. Anyway, yeah, thank you. Let's go and raid on through. So, yeah. And for those on YouTube, terribly sorry you won't be able to follow us with the raid, but thank you very much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it does help the channel. Thank you very much. So yeah, have a great evening.